Hello everyone, welcome to this video. And in this video I'm going to be talking about spirituality, okay, and excuse me, and how to grow spiritually and how to receive the divine presence, okay? And when you are filled with the divine presence, you feel very fulfilled, you feel very, how you say, you feel very satisfied, you don't have any fear, you become very courageous, and you basically also lose the fear of death, and you are ready to face anything in life. Okay, it's like you have arrived to the peak of your life once you receive the divine presence. Okay, now in order to receive this divine presence within yourself, you should understand one thing. In any spiritual journey that you have, there are certain things that have to be removed from your life in order to receive the real divine presence, not the fake, illusionary divine presence, okay, of what people call God or whatever it may be. So, in order to receive this divine presence, you have to remove certain things out of your life and remove all false beliefs, man made systems. Okay? You have to listen to the spiritual masters. Okay? Now, in this video is just an introduction. I will make more videos in the future, but in this video it's just an introduction. Okay? If you want to get any type of spirituality or divine presence out of anything, okay? In this case, you people are following Judaism, okay, the Jewish way. You must understand one very important thing if you are following this path, and any other path, by the way, but let's talk about this path. You should not put politics in spirituality. Okay, politics is enemy number one of any spiritual awakening or any receiving of the divine presence, because politics is manly affairs, and usually the people involved are in the politics are very far from spiritual people. Okay, the people that's usually involved in politics and political lives, they are usually always the biggest deceivers, and they are basically criminals in many ways. So if you are involved in politics or you follow politics or you are interested in politics, there is no chance for you to receive any divine presence. Okay? Now, if we study the Old Testament, you should always look to the prophets, okay, and how their lives were. The prophets were not involved in any politics. They lived life away from politics and away from conflict. They were always separate from political life. They had also much disputes with the kings, okay. And why is this? And only the prophets, most of the time, they got prophecy from the divine presence. Okay? Why is that? Is because the people, if you read the biblical story of the Old Testament, the kings and all of these political officials in power, whether it be kings or whether it was the army people or whether it was officials in government, they always fell on the path of wickedness. You see this in every king in the Bible. Okay? They might have started on the path of righteousness, but eventually they fell to wickedness because of the political world. And in the political world, there you always have to be deceiving and use criminal methods to stay in power. This is a fact. In the Bible, you can see all the biblical stories of kings. They always became corrupted. So they never received divine presence. Maybe in the beginning they did, but in the end they did. They lost it. Always. But with prophets, it was always there. Why is it that the divine presence never left the prophets? Because prophets were not involved in political life. And they always used to rebuke the kings in the Bible to change their wicked ways. Because that environment, the politicians always in the end started oppressing their people. And when they started doing that, the prophets would always come and, tell them to change their ways. And the kings never listened to them most of the time, and then the whole nation had to suffer because of the wickedness of the ruling people. So listen, if you are following Judaism and you want to become spiritual, the end result is spirituality. In Judaism, the end result is to become spiritual. It is not to become a politician, or it is not to associate with any political movements. It's a spirituality. So, if you are following Judaism and you are bringing inside it politics and political movements, it's impossible to be blessed with any divine presence or receive any kind of spirituality or any kind of prophecy or anything. Okay? So if you are following Judaism, the aim must be spiritual. You cannot add the politics inside it. And when I mean spiritual, I am not saying it's against materialism. See, materialism means the physical world. I am not saying that the physical world is the enemy. And materialism is, if materialism means that you have to live comfortably, that's completely fine. Everyone should live comfortably. But materialism is basically the physical world. You need good food, you need to receive a proper income. You need to be able to afford good food and all these kind of things. Those are your basic needs. They should be fulfilled. There is no reason they should not be fulfilled. So I'm not saying that materialism is the enemy. That is also another mistake if you are in the spiritual journey. The issue is politics and political movements, because politics is criminal. Spirituality is not criminal. Spirituality is your own personal journey to receive the divine presence. Okay? That's what it is. So if you are mixing politics and political movements with your spiritual journey, you will always fail. It's guaranteed. You just read the Old Testament. This has been the prophet's message always. Always. Okay? So, remember that if you are on this path of spirituality through Judaism, stay away from all politics. Okay? You just look around the world. Most of the politics are crooked. All over the world. Anywhere where you look. And if you bring politics into your life, you can never be a spiritual person. The divine presence will never be with you, and it is impossible to grow spiritually. So just remember, in this journey of yours in Judaism, The spiritual journey is in your own personal life. It is not a political movement. Okay, it has nothing to do with any country on this earth. It has nothing to do with a politician who is a man or a woman. It has nothing to do with these things around you. It's your personal inner journey in this world. Okay, so that's the thing you people have to do, is remove all this politics and this political mind from your life. Okay, if you want to grow spiritually, and you will notice that once you remove, just forget about politics. Don't pay attention to, don't trust any politician, especially if he starts talking about religion, or if the politician associates himself with any religion. Because whenever a politician talks about religion or anything, or in relation of his country towards religion, he's just using that to either get votes or support to live his own lifestyle of luxury and deceiving people at the expense of the people. Okay, so be very careful. There are many false voices out there that will lead you off the path of spirituality. Okay, let me give a few examples. For example, they say, there is, in fact, you know what, I will give the examples in the next video. In this video, I'll make it more of an introduction. Okay, so when you are following Judaism, remember that it is a spiritual journey. It is not a political journey. Okay, it's all about spirituality and receiving the divine presence. This is what it's all about. Don't confuse it with any other outside forces that are not relevant to spirituality. Okay, that's all I have for you people in this video, and I will come up with the next video soon. Okay, take care and stay safe.